is my diva. She is my...
Is that the scoop?
That's the scoop. That's the bochinche, babies. That's what I heard. She is one of my favorite all-time actresses in New York, and we couldn't have done this without her.
Oh, well, they could have done it, but it wouldn't have been the same.
Exactly.
I love her. We've known each other for a long time. We're members of Labyrinth Theater Company, and what's so amazing is that we met each other when we were, young little
very
children.
young.
Children in this cold, cold world of New York City. And as Labyrinth started out as Latino Actors Base, so it was really nice to have a group of Latino artists together. And Florencia, I knew her as this amazing actress, and I always admired her very much. And I've told her this. Always just admired her. I just always said, and I would say to my uncle Yul, who's also in the company, who is now co-artistic director, Yul Vasquez, but I would say to him, my God, Florencia Lozano, she's such a wonderful actress. And he said, well, you can be like that too, and I really always held her up as this amazing actor to aspire to be like that, like she was. And so I'm so thrilled that to be in this play that she wrote, that it's such an amazing thing that this multi-talented woman, she just wrote this fierce actress, just wrote a fierce play, and you guys saw it. It's pretty fierce. To, something this deep, it does have an effect. I mean, I feel myself afterwards. I feel drained. I feel like slower. I feel like I've taken a drug and I don't take any drugs. So it's funny. It's a weird thing, that you do feel. Your body doesn't know the difference between. You have these emotions on stage. Your body doesn't know the difference between that it's a stage or it's in life. So if you're really doing your job and you're really going there, as I strive to do every time, because it's what I do. It's what I my career. It's what I do. It's my craft. You definitely put your body through something. So I learned, I've been doing this now, playing a 13-year-old, but I've been doing this for 20 years, believe it or not. And the thing is that you have to let it go. You have to do something. I used to not be able to do that. And I have to make a real effort to say, okay. And then even if I'm not totally feeling it, I smile at the audience in the curtain call, because it's a way to just let that go. And just, and also let the audience know it's okay. It's all going to be... I let myself know, and I let the audience know it's all going to be all right. So, because she wrote an amazing play that does take you, as you guys witnessed tonight, takes you to some pretty deep places. And as a friend of mine who was here just said, girl, I just wanted to go up on that stage and get a Kleenex and say, ay, niña, ya no llores más, no llores.
Ay, bendito.
But it's a beautiful play, and I'm thrilled and honored to be a part of it, and especially special because I've known her, as an actress and known her for so many years. So it's a real thrill. I'm so glad you guys got a chance to see it to fruition.
In the 20 years that we've been,
Absolutely.
almost 20 years we've been in the city, I have seen a lot change. And I like to think it has something to do with Labyrinth.
Yeah.
And this feeling, this idea of building community, this idea of coming together as artists and saying, what can we make for each other and with each other and about each other? That's a strong foundation.
I think this play is open to a certain amount of interpretation. Obviously, the girl S that I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to come see it. So I don't want to give too much away, but besides all the stuff that the dad, having been born in Argentina, and this is what is great about this play is that this play has that immigrant experience where they're growing up in Massachusetts, in Newton, Massachusetts, and it's having one foot in one country and another foot in another. And I know for me, I had that experience growing up, especially because a mí me criaron mi abuela, mi bisabuela.
Right.
Entonces, my grandmother, my great-grandmother. And so I had that experience. Now, when he speaks of all these atrocities that are happening at that time, as that girl also symbolizes those people, but in a bigger way, I think she's the manifestation of all the anxieties that I have coming from what my dad says, coming from my burgeoning womanhood, coming from all these things, because there are all these changes. There's stuff that's going on between my parents. There's the reality of, like we just said, one foot in one place, culture, and one foot in another culture. And also 13, being a girl. And that switch, to me, was always, I felt, that point where there's always a point when you're a girl where you realize that you have to change in order to be accepted. You have to have your hair a certain way. You have to weigh a certain amount. You have to take up little space. You have to be pretty. You have to wear the right clothes, and all these things. And there's a lot of pressure in that respect. And I think that there is something that happens if you're really smart. Sometimes you don't want to show off in that way. Or if you're really strong and athletic, you start, losing a race on purpose to a boy or something, or things like that. And I do feel that switch is that moment when that happens, where that little girl that's wearing her heart on her sleeve and kind of clunky and klutzy and all sorts of,
You're smart enough to know, but young enough still not to be able to say anything about it.
Right. And I think that this entity, this other part that takes up little space and is contained, and it's this other, version that comes out. And so I think that that's what it's about. This play is a girl coming of age amongst a slew of other circumstances that you're going to have to come to the play to really appreciate, because it's very good and scary.
Well, we leave you for now, and that's the bochinche.
Exactly.
Whenever you're ready. One more light? Okay, I'm sorry. Here we go.
Okay. This is Florencia Lozano.
And this is Vanessa Aspillaga. And
this is for bochinche.com.
Have you heard?
I have. You have?
You better hear it.